Hey guys, welcome back to Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and in this episode, we're going to investigate the second Idolosphere in Shibuya. But before we do that, I got some DLC costumes, woo! So yeah, I don't know about you, but when Tokyo Mirage Sessions got announced, some very, very cool Atlas crossover products were advertised, and guess who got them? That's right. But before we get into those, we might as well check out some of our other not necessarily as cool outfits. We got the Lesson, we got the Blue Straight, we got the Dark Argyle, which, by the way, it looks like he's wearing high waters, and I think that's really lame. Or the Atlas exclusive DLC, Survivor's Tale. A replica of the clothes worn by a young man who survives an ending world with his Yeah, if you didn't watch my Devil Survivor 2 Let's Play series, you may not recognize this, but this is the very odd bunny jacket hood of another Atlas character. And I'm kind of debating wearing this for the whole game because I like it so much. But that's not all. We got 4 costumes in total. And yeah, Tsubasa, she has a lot of outfits. I guess the that does not have a... I guess the character designers of this game really liked her, but also we got these sweet replica of the clothes worn by a mysterious girl who wanders a quirky labyrinth. You call Persona Q quirky, but yes, yet again, this is a character from a Let's Play that I've made a very long time ago, but even longer is, well, honestly my favorite of the 4. The Samurai Justice, replica of the outfit worn by a group of demon-using samurai. The open chest increases the manliness. So this is a replica of Walter's outfit from Shin Megami Tensei 4, which is a series that I'm incredibly fond of, since it was my first Atlas walkthrough and all. But last but not least, Kiria. Yeah, Kiria has a tail, by the way. Anyways, Kiria, she has cool outfits, and I really like this one, which I think is actually DLC. Yeah, it's pretty cool too. But yeah, she has the Princess Glory one. A replica, of course, worn by a princess exploring a giant forest in vast sea. So this is the only one of the 4 that haven't really covered on my channel, but this is a reference to Etrian Odyssey 3 for the Nintendo DS, a game I really, really hope gets remade one day. But yeah, honestly, I do like Kiria's normal outfit, and I will be using a bit of her dark form for just this episode, but man, I really, really like that. Anyways, enough talking about stinking costumes. Yeah, they don't really affect the overworld sprite of your character, but in battle, your characters will change. Anyways, let's head into the first dungeon of this chapter, and probably the only one. That'd be weird if a chapter had multiple dungeons in it. Anyways, let's go inside the Idolosphere.
このイドラスフィア、私好みだわ。バカなこと言ってないで、マイクを探すわよ。
God dang it, Farsha. Yeah, so this Idolosphere, if you couldn't really get what was going on, is this guy really likes taking pictures of girls. And I gotta admit, the one that kind of looks like Chie's pretty good photography. I'm digging. Anyway, so let's investigate the things we're already looking at, apparently. Okay. These models have gone missing. Oh no. So they were taken by the photographer, just like Miss Maiko was earlier. I'm worried about these people too. I have to find them, and quickly. Yeah, so that was our objective. I could have sworn that part was voice acted, but the second dungeon of the game, I keep calling it the second, it's actually the third. I know this game's just kind of flying by, but it's a little bit on the tricky side. So basically, if you touch these cameras, get in their line of sight, you're sent all the way back here. Kind of a pain in the butt, so you want to avoid that. And pretty much this entire dungeon is going to revolve around that concept. And oh, look at the 106 building. It's got an eyeball in it. It's kind of cool, actually. But let's talk to this troll. And
Where you got in front of the camera? There's this flash along, you get teleported off somewhere weird. It's annoying, trust me.
Well, I already experienced that, but...
If you go behind the camera, flash doesn't go off. Of course, I'm too friggin' huge to get behind the cameras myself.
Don't know why I made him sound like Irish Shrek or whatever, but yes, that is literally the only mechanic of this dungeon. However, it is not the only danger you will encounter, because there's mirages to take on, and oh boy, you're getting ready to see the Atlas clothing in person. There's my boy. Wait, what the? Did I not select it? Dang it! I'm legitimately oh, never mind. He transforms into it, so we get rid of our Carnage form and become Atlas superstars. I'm all about that, but yeah. This dungeon's kind of annoying. I really hope you go to the shop and get some like poison reducing stuff, because you're gonna get status a lot in this dungeon, so get ready for that. Oh my gosh, Devil Survivor. I used to be so in love with the character design for that game until I realized that he had like a bunny jacket, and oh man, we're actually kind of under level to be taking the stage on. But for the majority of this chapter, I think I'm actually going to be using they should be weak to fire, I believe. I am going to be using Kiria. Tsubasa is so good in this chapter, but to be perfectly honest, they want you to use Kiria, since a lot of enemies we're going to be battling, especially the sub-boss, is going to be weak to ice spells, so keep that in mind. Although I'm probably going to try and level up everybody to the best ability I can. Let's see. You may be weak to darkness. I'm gonna go ahead and try it. It might work out. Yes, it is. Okay. So it is true, I have done this dungeon a little bit ahead of time and kind of scouted out the area, but at the same time, I don't really remember everything, so I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna go. And since we don't have Tsubasa in the party, it is kind of hard to get sessions going. But once Kiria starts to level up her weapon, and wow, it's taking overkill much. Holy crap! Once she starts to level that up a tad, she's gonna start becoming a lot more reliable, and her session skills will chain in with the rest of our cast, mostly their spells, and Kiria did it! Yay! She's so cool. And, anyway, Elect Blizzard, is pretty handy, and we're gonna get that soon. Pretty much for the most part, Itsuki's gonna be using a lot of, magic in this dungeon, if everything goes according to plan. Not really so much on the, offense side. But yeah, Tsubasa is pretty much going to be your healer. My plan is, just like all my other Fire Emblem-like playthroughs, and pretty much all my playthroughs in general, I want to use everybody that I can, because that's just how I roll. I want you to experience pretty much everything that the game has to offer, including all the party members, but at the same time, there are a lot of them, and I'm not really sure how... Oh my gosh, okay, I want to battle you as quick... Okay, I'm just going to run into him. Savage encounters at this point in the game start getting stinking crazy, and I don't want to have to deal with that at all. Holy stinking dump. Okay. Now we get to see another intro. Oh, Chrom is so awesome! Itsuki's cool too, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's triggering this. I assume it's just when you change your costumes. Anyways, I'll put Kiria's on next, I guess. But yeah, so here we go. The Dark Shaman. We definitely want to knock down this enemy to get Kiria's next weapon. So hopefully we can get his force, and yes, he should. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's weak to all forms of physical attacks, and the Fire Blizzard should be able to finish him off next. So he's weak to ice too. That's really good. So now all we have to do is worry about these little chariots. And I believe that's actually all the new enemies we can encounter in here. It kind of starts off a bit slow, but this is actually a relatively large dungeon. Wow, they are really resistant to pretty much everything. But I'm going to try my best to clear it in a somewhat timeful manner. To my knowledge, none of the treasure chests, at least this stage, are really worth too much. Like, they're okay at best. Like, it's nothing you should really, like, freak out if you miss. I could be terribly wrong, but, I feel like most of them are relatively mediocre. But another one bites the dust. Luckily, we didn't have to deal with any of that shaman's attacks, and I feel like someone's gonna get very upset with me. It's like, it's pronounced shaman, and it's like, it's not really how English works. Anyways, we got Determined Impact, because we leveled up, and we got some new Performa, and Kiria leveled up. Oh man. Honestly, not a character I was totally into when the game first got announced, but her design's definitely growing on me, except her stinking belt. I just cannot get over that. But we're gonna get another skill, and we should be able to craft a new weapon. Come to think of it, we should probably start working on that soon, but I'll probably do most of that off screen because, well, to be perfectly honest with you, that does take up a lot of time, but so far we're doing okay on all of that. And I know I bring up time a lot, and I should probably change her lance, but I really don't want to have too much like content on screen, if that makes any sense. Like, I really just want you guys to get the best stuff possible. So stuff like going back to the Bloom Palace and fusing up new weapons. Sure, it is like, you know, technically me playing the game, but I only want to bring you the best possible content, you know, not the most content, if that makes any sense. Anyways, we're gonna keep progressing towards the 106 building, which fun fact is not actually a place. No dump. Oh gosh, I'm just gonna run. Okay, I'll talk about that building later, I guess, because there might be a cutscene up here. Actually, not too sure if there is. Well, there isn't. Okay, so back to the 106 building. That's actually not a place in Japan. It's the 109 building, if I recall correctly. It's basically like a famous department store, which is why there was a lot of dresses in the previous area. And if memory serves me right, yeah, this is where the dungeon starts getting a little bit more difficult. Yeah, let me make sure I got the waypoint. So for pretty much, until we get that area unlocked, it's gonna be really sticking. It's just a giant pain in the butt. But you know what? Hey, we'll explore a little bit, and hey, maybe we'll even encounter some new mirages to take down. Unlikely though, because there's like 4 max. And if I don't run into a different one, that'd be really unfortunate. Please give me a new encounter. And wait, I don't think we've seen this yet. We didn't. Kiria makes her debut and transforms into her different armor, and Dorja flies around her really weirdly. And there she is. Kiria! I don't know about you. I like the princess outfit, and that is probably not the last time you will hear me say that in my videos. But yes. So this is the Abyss. No, not the Tales of. And also we got worms. Just common worms. Alright, game. Anyways, if memory serves me right, these should be weak to, I believe, Cleave. I really hope so, because then I can trigger a session, and that'd be fantastic. Boom, they are. But unfortunately, didn't really do a ton. And luckily, now that she has Fire Blizzard, she can pretty much just proc off of all of Toma's attacks. And oh, dump, that actually did a ton. Oh my god, we lost him. That sucks. This is the part of the area where we're gonna start encountering a lot of stronger enemies, and that's kind of not good. I'm actually gonna revive Itsuki. I don't have a lot of reviving items, but to be perfectly honest, the shop in this game is just flat out broken. Like, the items that are in there are just so disgustingly cheap. It's just like ridiculous. And crud, we got crit. That is not good. At least we didn't get poisoned. But if memory serves me right, these things should also be weak to ice. But I'm just gonna be on the. Ah, man, that's not gonna trigger a session though. It's kind of rough at this stage of the game because we don't have a healer. But instead of going for raw damage, I'm actually gonna use a status ability in the form of Lullaby Song. And I hope it procced on something. It's procced on one thing. That's actually really bad. Alright. We're getting rid of that one thing that we put to sleep just to trigger the longer session. But yeah. Basically, Kiria kind of focuses a lot on status elements. I can't say for sure how strong they are since I have relatively no idea. Oh my gosh, we're getting our butts kicked. Holy crud. Okay. Remember, serves me right, they should be weak to spear attacks as well. I'm just gonna try and out DPS them because oh, here we go, an ad-lib performance. That's my so I'm gonna let this play just because it is the most ridiculous way. Go Bull Genome! Show him your boss! Yeah! It's the most ridiculous attack of all time, but I love it nonetheless. Alright, that worked out fantastic because, yeah. These enemies are pretty stinking strong. I definitely need to grind up to take on the rest of this place, but so far it's working out. Anyways, Kiria gracing us with her blonde locks. I could have sworn this was actually a DLC for another character entirely, but I guess not. And wow, that's actually going to be really good EXP, but sadly not enough to level up. Okay, Tsubasa, I hope you like Dia, or Daya. Technically it is Daya, but all my friends, including myself, call it Dia. So I don't really know, man. Is it correct or not? I feel like either is fine, but I guess there's some people who are like, no. Well, then again, I never said Medea Rahan correctly until 1 LP ago, so I feel kind of dumb about that. And is this the only way I can exit? Oh, I think it is. All right, I'm done battling you. To my knowledge, that is actually all the enemies we can battle. And if I'm incorrect, I'll definitely go back and fight some other ones. But for right now, I want to try and just progress to the mini-boss of this dungeon. If you can even call it a mini-boss, it's kind of just a joke. Anywho, I really hope this has a new encounter. And if not, I'm probably going to cut it out. And guess what? It didn't! Yay! And anyways, we're gonna break this now. And now, to be totally honest, this next segment's just not really that great. don't like it that much. Basically, there is a part that's just completely trial and error, and I kind of don't like that in games that I play, if I'm being totally honest. But I understand, you know, they had to make a dungeon somehow, and all, oh my gosh, that missed, goodness. I understand they had to make a dungeon entertaining somehow and all that crap, and I really need to look down at my map, actually, figure out where the dump I am, my goodness. Pretty sure, yeah, there's no part. So this dungeon's kind of, I like it. It's a really cool concept, you know, having all these, like, photographs and stuff, and, you know, it's, like, really creepy. Oh, my gosh, what's this guy's deal? Really likes taking pictures of girls. I mean, to be fair, who wanted, ooh, the nightlife flicker. That's an interesting performer to grab, so hey, maybe I take it back. Maybe that one is really strong, and I had no idea, but we avoided the battle, and I'm obviously going to break that. And unfortunately, I don't have any more chest keys, so I can't get to that chest even if I wanted to. But what are you going to do? Or that one, for that matter. But, you know, maybe I'll grab some later down the line. But memory serves me right, and I'm going to feel really dumb if this is not the case. If we take the left path, we should be able to get to the way that we're supposed to go. And that was a rather large jump at Suki, but this may look like the path we were just on, and I really hope I'm not missing anything. Yeah, no, screw it. I'm fine. Or I'm fine. Yeah, this is actually just the chest. But this should be the path that takes... Oh, life, that's nice. But this should be the path that takes us to the mini-boss. And pretty much the halfway point of this dungeon, just like the 106 building. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of a big fan of the fact that this one seems to be a little bit more on the... just more straightforward side. Not to say that... Oh, resistance essence. That's nice, but not to say that the previous dungeon was just like bad or anything, or I didn't enjoy it. I did, but you kind of had to look at the map a lot, like a little bit too much in my mind, which, I mean, the fact it's on the gamepad, I'm just going to be perfectly blunt. I don't like that, and I don't like that either. I'm going to force myself in this battle so I don't have to take on a savage encounter. Holy crud. Yeah, I am still afraid of those savage encounters because, whoa, they completely destroy me. I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty darn tough. And okay, we made it to the halfway point of this dungeon. Now, is the point where I'm actually gonna go do some shopping, some level grinding, and some fusing of Performa, just so we have good skills for this next dungeon. Now, I recommend you do the same. I'm personally going to be getting to level 20, and yeah, I'll pretty much just meet you back once I'm done. So be right back. And alright guys, I am back, and oh boy did I do a lot of leveling up. Now, I also did a lot of weapon fusing, and I really hope you guys follow that. Honestly, try and master as many weapons as you can, but as you can see here, I now have Deathbringer completely maxed out. So this weapon is actually pretty stinking great. I now have Muzio and DL+1 as well as Ice Slash, so I can, well, do a lot of attacks with Miss Kyria a lot more often. Oh yeah. Also, she got a new weapon too, in the form of Spell Rod. If you're at all curious how to fuse this, you really need to battle a lot of those shaman enemies and get their force. I will be showing you later on in a future episode, and wow, she's weak to a lot of stuff, but I will show you the requirements to make weapons. Probably not in this episode, because I really don't want to go back to the palace, and because that takes a while. And anyways, we're also going to be rocking the Poison Spear, which, yes, it does make him weak to 3 things, which is bad, but it's not the end of the world. It does make him pretty darn strong, and since I have Elec Blaze and Ice Lunge, it's really going to help out Toma a lot doing session attacks. Also, something I really want to point out, Kyria now has access to her SP skill. And this SP skill is so stinking handy in this battle, I can honestly not recommend it enough. And as soon as I find it, where on earth is it? There it is, Deep Chill. Deliver 2-to-8 lights hits to random foes. Number is determined by skill, special performance. This is a fantastic ability. Also, Mabufu is really, really nice to get in this battle, both of which are acquired by that rod that I gave her. Outside of that, though, we really didn't buy too many different items. I did stock up on some stuff, so you may notice a difference in my yen, but I highly recommend Takunda, Dikaja, and Tarukaja stones. Since we're not going to be bringing Tsubasa with us, we need a form of Tarukaja for this next battle. I recommend this stone. It gets the job done. With all that being said, as long as you come into this battle with 3 SP or more, you should honestly be fine if you have Kyria at least a little bit leveled up. But with all that being said, it's time to engage the boss. Not the boss of the dungeon, but you know, the mini boss. Okay, let's kick his butt. Oh, no.
あの人たち撮影の時に見た気がする。
助けよう。
パフォーマ
彼女たちを助けるにはまず奴を倒す必要がありそうだな。
ああ、行こうクロム。
And the battle begins against a giant camera. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyways, this is the boss battle versus the Tarnished Myrmidon. And oh boy, he's pretty popular apparently. He has a lot of dark archer friends and also a dark shaman with him. I called it shaman. I broke my own rule. Anyways, start things off. Since Toma has a free turn, we're actually going to pop the Tarukaja stone first. Since, well, it's just best to get this up as quickly as possible. And the Myrmidon is going to go ahead and do the same by popping his own Tarukaja and then using Tsukukaja, which is a spell that increases the evasion rate of the opponents. And oh boy, they're already starting to damage us. Isn't that great? Well, we're not done debuffing yet. We're going to go for a Rakunda to decrease everybody's defense yet again. And then once it's Kiria's turn, oh my gosh, they are... Best of luck to him. And oh, look at her stinging bunny. I don't know if I ever told you this in videos, but I like bunnies a lot. Anyway, not really sure why. Let's go for the deep chill, though. And this has a chance to hit every single enemy, and I hope it does. If it doesn't, and you're playing at home, honestly, just reset. But man, I love this animation so much. Tharja is just like, well, time you will die. That was a horrible Tharja impression, and I'm usually decent. Anyways, deep chill. It's a great spell, and okay. Ooh, that was actually not one of the better ones, but the session will make up for it. Hopefully this does not go on to the boss, and it didn't. Awesome. So that already took down a lot of the Myrmidon's support. However, now it's gonna pretty much just heal everybody, which is a pain in the butt. Order snipers, the arrows being imbued with ice. Yeah, they can do that. And also Medea's coming out, which is a pain. But now we only have to deal with one extra troop, which isn't really that bad. I believe it's weak to... I want to say that, yeah, it's weak to spear attacks. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go for it. I feel pretty confident about this, and in fact, it is. So that'll get a session going. Awesome. So now all we need to do is beat down one more guy, and if memory serves me right, it is weak to Zeo as well as ice. So if you got that going on, you should... Oh, it was not. It's weak to cleave. Bummer. So we could do deep chill again, but honestly, it's not really that great to go for that. We could use Secunda. That might be a good idea too, because I know it's gonna go for me next. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go for another deep chill. It might actually do a ton of damage. Who the heck knows? So, deep chill, pretty darn exploitable against single targets. And yeah, if you have access... Oh man, we missed. That'll actually end a session, by the way. And if you have... Oh, bummer. If you have access to that skill... Okay, then. Just decided to kill half my party. You know what? I don't even need them. In truth, that is actually really unlucky. He hit both of his attacks, but let's go ahead and not use a bomb of... Actually, crud, I kind of have to. Or I can use my fresh, spicy curry. Kind of forgot I bought these, and I'm really happy I did. Alright, but yeah, he kind of hits really hard, and also gets 2 turns to attack. It's kind of unlucky that he hit me, and I probably should have gone for Secunda in the long run, but whatever. We can revive all of our allies and just keep on going. So if memory serves me right, now he should be weak to cleave. Ugh. No, he's not. Then who is? Okay, there's a boss I'm thinking of a little bit later. Okay, cool. Did not go for Kiria again. I'm having terrible luck in this battle, it would appear, and that's really upsetting because in practice, I beat this on my first try. Anyways, he's almost done. Let's just wrap this up. I've already made a big enough fool of myself. Gosh, Kiria, I'm sorry. Anyways, the Myrmidon is defeated, and now those girls are free from its camera grasp or whatever. It's just a really weird design for an enemy, but I like it nevertheless. And Kiria is gonna get Elec Blizzard up. Heck yeah. Even though I'm probably not gonna use that many Zero attacks, considering Itsuki's kinda not that great at him, but whatever.
This みんな目を覚ましたみたい。よかった。
捕まってた人たちも返したし、早く舞子さんとカメラマンを探そう。
Man, I really hate it in video games where it's like, hey, we rescued the people. Even though you literally just examined that. But yeah, I knew Carnage Unity is ready for a Tsubasa. That's cool, but not really what we're here to do, and It'd be kind of cool if you could talk to the models that were just rescued. What was Kira, you gotta say? So he was taking the girls' performance through their pictures. And that's no good, even though we still don't know what performance is. And let's keep this up and rescue Maiko! Okay, and things have been even a little different. Tsubasa might have got... Oh my gosh, you're right. Maybe it's good, the Photoshop stuff. Yeah. Gosh, well... Guess we should just keep going. I mean, goodness. God, it just still bugs me. I just barely survived that fight, but I swear it was a lot better. Anyways, let's continue on to the next part of the dungeon.
No. おい、これって。行こう。舞子さんが心配だ。
Yeah, so seems this guy is really attached to Maiko, judging by all of these pictures. Yeah, kind of a bit odd. And that's pretty much all of the creepiness I can tolerate for one episode. I don't know about you guys, but we've actually made really good progress in this dungeon. I know you may not have seen it all, but yeah, my characters have completely, like, just evolved. Like, they just have so much more potential. But anyways, in the next episode of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, we're gonna get even stronger and hopefully be able to survive a fight against something I beat like a million times. Oh gosh, I still can't get over that. But yes, we're gonna keep leveling up our Carnage Unity. That name never gets old. And progress farther in this dungeon. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and see you in the next video.